Hey, just realizing it's been a good long year since I got on my high horse about women's badassery. Let's vitamin up. I got notes today. All right, what do I want to say today? The word of the moment wants to be freedom, liberation. This is an unhitching. We are unsnagging ourselves from obligation, others' expectations, preoccupation with what others think. And what I have on the notes from today are around being the guardian of the masses, what that means, recognizing that as a leader, you don't have to be taxed or depleted. Another thing that's on my notepad here to just bring back to our awareness is that we are the carriers of the both and. So in being the guardians of the masses, we not only make sure that resources are distributed well, that all mouths get fed, right? We do that. We also carry the access to a 360-degree purview, do we not? We can see a conflict from multiple sides of the circle. That's a superpower that we have, and we get to utilize, and we get to share it, because once the words are spoken, oracular matrix coming in high, y'all, they cannot be unheard. Once the knowledge has been administered, it cannot be unknown. So women were silenced in the past. Our tongues were cut out. Our throats slit. Blah, blah, blah. We're holding that shit inside. Let's get after it. This is the work that happens in my spaces, be it through my conscious addressing of it directly, or through the mere presence of being in these spaces, because this is the medicine that I carry. Dude, we adopted this dog last February. He is being in our feminine aspect. We get to recognize that we are the unique bearers of the perspective, the multi-lens perspective, and we get to be the bearers of the contrast. We get to carry the polarities. We get to carry the compassion because of our ability to do that. And so I'm just bringing to our awareness that we are the both and. We get to be the both and. We're not just happy. We're happy and feeling a little bad about, smoking our opponents in that soccer game the other day, right? Like, we get to be the both and. And there was something else that wanted to come out of that. Oh, it was just a fun thing for the youngsters in the house. The women who are still menstruating. That in the 28-day cycle, I'm kind of joking, by the way. I'm just realizing I'm not youngster anymore. If you think about it as a 360-degree cycle or evolution, we are transiting 16 degrees every single day. Correct my math if it needs correcting. 13 to 16 degrees every single day. That's not a tiny shift. That's a shift in our hormonal makeup. That's a shift in our internal chemistry. That's a shift in our outward mood, expression, way of responding and engaging with the environment, right? We're not consistent. We're not supposed to be. We're moody because we're supposed to be. And we get through that, this added level of compassion, clarity about self, and the opportunity to check in with self day in and day out. 13 to 16 degrees. That's a new you every day, right? So talk about how powerful it is that we not only get to apply this compassion, but how powerful it is when we get to apply the inner child attention and attendance, right? That's big stuff for us. We are here as leaders simply by being the ones to go first. We are here as leaders simply by being the scouts in our family community units who are venturing to the bounds of the status norm. That makes sense, doesn't it? That's what a leader is. You don't need to know where you're going to be a leader. You don't need to feel confident to be a leader. But I'm here to tell you, this is the boot camp for badass bitchery for sure. If you want to be in your power as a leader, then step into this space. I used to consider myself a beginner, and now I am not. Now I do not. One day I just decided, you know what? I'm no longer a beginner. I've put enough skin into my own game that I get to be my boss. I get to be my authority, right? And I get to command it, and I get to share my codes. You do too. Let's go. It is time. You can always feel, you can all feel that there is a quickening. Those of us who are here to lead, those of us who are here carrying the archetype of the priestess, the medicine woman, the way shower, the guide, the healer, the light warrior, right? We can feel the quickening. That's universal energy nudging us to the front. Stay at the leading edge of your own leading edge, please. Yes, I'm here to walk with you. It is my honor. All right, what else? Oh, how can I serve your leadership? Goddess, priestess, warrioress. Here we are. The Priestess Transmissions book. We just had a birthday yesterday. February 22nd. Is a beautiful book in print and in e-copy. We also have an accompanying curriculum, which is a living workbook that goes along with this book. And this is about you initiating your leadership by first reinstating, recognizing your codes, your innate template. Who are you? How do you work? What is your function? That's what this book is, and it's fucking epic. We're talking about spiritual anatomy, we're talking about inner power, we're talking about the magic and the medicine of the woman. And instead of just the great cosmic woman, we're breaking it down into the archetype of the priestess. That is one beautiful ray of the archetype of woman that is here to go first, that is here to initiate other archetypes, that is here to initiate leadership, that is here to do a great deal of the cleansing on behalf of her ancestry, herself, her family, her collective, the collective, our collective. We are here to do a great deal of clearing through the sacral. We are here to activate the divine oracular matrix for communication. We are here to turn on dormant chakral systems, light grid stuff, diamond light body stuff, DNA activation stuff. This is big, big stuff, and I'm so excited. This book is 100% channeled. And the living workbook accompanying it includes activations. Step in, check it out, the self-guided curriculum. I'm really excited about that. Also very excited about money codes. This is a 4-part treatment. You don't want to swallow this all in one gulp. You would never want to take herbal medicine that way, right? You sip it. You take it in little pieces. That is how this works. These are uninstalling, removing, and correcting codes. I'm really proud of this compilation. This is exquisite material. This is an example of the level of skill that I rub shoulders with. I'm so proud of this, and we made it stupid cheap because we want it to get in the hands of so many. There is enough to go around. You empowered, you feeling your worth, your wealth, your abundance ability lifts me up, lifts her up, lifts us all up, makes us all look good. Let's get after it. All right, I think that's actually pretty good right now. The rest is simply one-on-one sessions with me, which are chef's kiss. And extended versions of that, where we're not just dropping in right then and there, but I'm with you at all times in the etheric realms, checking in on you energetically, getting tapped on the shoulder by your guides when I'm supposed to tune in and provide an insertion of energy for a thing, not consciously, non-consciously. It's powerful work, you guys. This is our technology. We get to be in our technology. This is how we work. We get to step into it. We get to claim it. it gets to look really illogical and kind of funny on the outside. Like literally sitting in your hot tub, right? And having magical things happen. Literally sleeping in and healing some ancestral shit that's blocking you today in your relationship. Yeah, it looks like that. It gets to be like that. Something funny that happens sometimes is a purge pooping experience after a powerful session. I only see powerful healers, so I purge poop a lot. Sometimes I purge poop after a powerful session with somebody else where I'm administering, and vice versa. So it's just so cool. Like, I had a woman, a colleague friend recently, who we had a date set up and I didn't confirm with her that I could or couldn't go. I just, so busy. She got the memo etherically the day before we were supposed to have this potential date that I wasn't gonna be there. I let her know. So good, right? It gets to be this so good. So much fun. The gems. I'm opening up another little blurb here. The gems. Your strongest, most potent medicine that you get to administer to your community, your masses, resides in your greatest triumph, which resides in your greatest struggle, hardship, right? You already know this. Embrace it. Be about the healing and the remediation of it, because that is where the gold is. My two greatest triumphs, as my dog eats sticks over here, are separating myself from the clinical medicine track and removing myself and coming out clean and whole, as I did so, from a marriage, a long marriage, let me leave it at that. You know, marriage is intense. You're committing so much more than you might think you're committing in the vows. There's a whole lot of energy around the contract of marriage. So we can speak about this at another time. This is powerful stuff. These transits, these passages, these initiations are powerful stuff. These bring the gems that you came in with. These reveal the pearls of who you are. That is what I mean when I say pick up your gems. You will see that scattered across my social media captions, posts. It is time to pick up our gems, sister. I really just want to like pan over to this little dog. He just like, you probably heard him vomiting a second ago. He's hilarious. He's hilarious. Whew. One of my emails will tell some pretty raw bits of my story. So if you do get my newsletters, check in. And then I think one of the things I think you should know about me is that I'm going for the jugular. I'm going for impact and I'm going for value. I want you to feel the tingles of excitement when you sign on for a thing. And I want you to feel the rise in your vibration when you come into my spaces, be them free or paid, online or literal. The messages of the moment for me have been, whatever your craft, whatever your codes, it is time to get louder. It is time to be bigger. It is time to push further. And I always respect that you might be an activator, an actualizer, an actor above ground or below ground, in the foreground, in the public eye, or behind the scenes. It does not matter. Artists, you are embedding codes in your work. Own it. Do the extra work to attend to yourself before you administer your craft to the palette. Do this. Do this. Your work will outlast this human form. And it gets to build its own ripple momentum effect. Isn't that freaking epic? You're imbuing your work with a consciousness, when you're fully present, you're bringing your energy to this thing that becomes its own system. See it that way. Own it. Honor it. It is time to be more of ourselves now. You see me wearing my ridiculous striped socks that make me happy, a belly laugh. That's the stuff. It's not always gonna be sexy, whatever you think you want it to be. It gets to be silly. We get to build safety so we can play. We get to do the heart de-armoring so we can access our tender sides, our yonis, right? Like, this is big stuff. The pleasure centers have been fucked with, tampered with. And we get to mend them and attend to them. For me, it's been things like around safety in my beauty. Is it safe to demonstrate my beauty? And I'm still relatively shy about like being outwardly illustrious, if I could use that word here. But I'm working on it. I'm coming from my heart, but there are forms of me that I have not seen, and I'm looking forward to them. Okay. It's all about us liberating ourselves right now. All right. I think the last thing, I have another note here that I'm like kind of not gonna go into, is that I want you to know what you get when you come to my spaces. This is energy medicine. This is not strategic work. This is not a fabricated course. This is not a canned program. This is medicine woman work with or without the medicine of like physicality, right? This is alchemy. This is changing your psychic chemistry and your physical chemistry. This is leveraging your beyond human aspects and bringing conscious awareness to the interplay as you attend to them, as you collaborate with them. There is so much more for us to leverage than our will and our perseverance. And we get to really double down on our will and perseverance. We get to let our desires lead. We get to trust our heart, the purity of our hearts, and thereby let our desires guide. We get to let go of limiting thoughts that we are and are not aware of playing in the background that are snagging us up. And it gets to be easy. Not always without discomfort, but easy. We can do so much in these sessions, you guys. So much can happen in these sessions because we are not just operating in the two-dimensional psychotherapeutic realms of tell me what you can mentally conceptualize, spit it out here in word form that I can understand. I'm gonna ask you inferring questions, right? And then we're gonna work on it, Rubik's Cube style. That's slow as molasses, in my opinion. Your body, in my universe, I get my cues from your body and from your higher self. They communicate not verbally, not linearly, geometrically to my spirit body, and I'm not even consciously aware of what all is happening, but it is by my willingness and by your agreeance. Is that actually a real word? Can someone look that up? to this exchange and interaction that the click in, the chiropractic adjustment, the psychic alchemy, the neurobiological like resets happen. Come here prepared to move fast. Things are changing rapidly with very little effort. I'm really looking forward to meeting you. And if you already know me, you already know how much I love you and value you. Thank you for your time.